dude. You're fucking trying to force a cry right now, and they just pop up from your algorithm. Just all these fucking cry vids.
You want to talk shit about my algorithm, dude?
All right. Veto.
I'm going to pack that one in the chamber for later.
My algo is fucked up. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Share the Backline, the podcast where two washed-up local musicians wax poetic about gripes, triumphs, and the mundane. I am your host, O'Brien.
And Beardley.
All right, we're here with episode number 20. It's kind of it's a little bit of a milestone. Milestone? What an idiot. Milestone. Already flubbing shit. Well, that's all right. Got the old Dutch Bros right here. Thanks to Beardley.
I finished mine, so Diet Dr. Pepper for me.
Yeah, and mine has oat milk, so you guys can expect the all the throat clearing that you've grown to know and love from me. No, I'll try to keep it at a minimum. So episode number 20, we talked at length about episode 10 being kind of a hump that most podcasts make it over and then kind of lose interest. It might seem like we kind of started to lose a little steam, a little wind taken out of our sails, but that's not the case. With the Snowmageddon and everything, that was the first fucking throat clear. But with the Snowmageddon that happened up here, we were snowed out, and then this last episode we ran into a little technical snafu. So it's not the case at all. We have been doing, well, Beardley mostly has been doing a lot of work on the podcast behind the scenes to make things run a little smoother, well, a lot smoother, especially for him. We got the old switcheroo ready to go. We got camera switchers. He's playing it like a air keyboard on.
It's like Guitar
Come
Hero.
Sail Away. Yeah, he's basically going to play Guitar Hero the whole time here. So we got a pretty fun episode for you guys. Thanks to you. An episode for you, by you.
Yeah, you guys definitely gave us all the content for this episode. I was bored a little bit, and I'm like, hey, like you said, episode 20 is a huge step for any podcast, I think. 10 is definitely that hump that most people don't get over.
Sure.
And we've just been trying to be consistent about it. But 20 is like the second hump, I think.
This podcast is now a camel. We got two humps that we've hurdled over. We kind of trudged over the second hump because not anything having to do with the pod itself. It's just been a logistical nightmare to get the last couple episodes.
Tickets, snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was bored, and I remember that you can do like that anonymous messages and stuff on Instagram. So I posted a link and asked you guys for some help to see what you guys think of the pod so far.
Yeah, so you can chalk this up to another segment of Let's Get Trendy, because we have seen a lot of our friends and stuff do the anonymous thing. And what I didn't know about those was, I'm glad I never sent anything fucking like too secretive or anything like that to any of those. But you can pay $7 a week. You can give them like a $6, give them a $6.99, and for a whole week you can see who sent those messages. So just to let you guys know, we have paid the $7. We did give them a $7, and
no, we did
know
not.
Exactly.
We did not do that. I specifically said we're going to keep it anonymous. I'm not going to pay. Just as long as nobody admits to murder, we're good. We're not going to pay. But I'm not paying the $7. I'm broke. I bought a lot of stuff for the pod.
Yeah, I had never done it myself, so that's why I didn't know about giving them a $7 and then getting the source of the anonymous messages. But the only time I did it was when you asked me to do it. for the podcast. So here we go.
Dude, this so before we started, the mics were the other way, and I liked it that way because I could see him. Now I just turned around. I'm like, did you turn your mic around? And he's just sitting there like he did nothing wrong. And I'm like, now I'm like fighting. I'm looking through the mic to try to see you. And
Yeah, just cross your eyes. And
dude, I have to see your face when you're going to talk so I can switch it. But
all right, I'll switch it back for the next one. I see what you're saying now. Because I thought you meant you couldn't see my face on the camera, and then I looked. I was like, we have a monitor now. You can see the camera feed, and you can see my face. But yeah, you're right. Like, I'd have to put it off to the side like this.
And then he's going to be super quiet, and I'm like, fuck, editing
No,
this.
I'm not. You'll be able to hear me sing.
All right, so yeah, we got like, I think, about 20 questions or so. 21, 22.
You gotta keep your hand on the trigger, man.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Just put your phone over like this. You can keep one finger on it.
And I'll go like
You
this.
learn how to do it left-handed.
All right. So the first one, let's see. The first one is, I didn't save them in order. We'll just knock this one out. It's just a bunch of emoji faces, like the drooly emoji face. You can't see it. You could see it.
Ooh.
So, if you're drooling over us, thank you.
I'm probably drooling over all the food and coffee talk. Somebody did tell me, like, every time I watch your podcast, it makes me want coffee. That's good.
Dude, somebody, my cousin, I was talking to him the other day, and he's like, he's really getting into the podcast. He's going back from episode 1, listening to everything, but he told me, he's like, every time I hear the intro, I hear gripes, triumphs, and the mud vein.
It's what is it? Misheard song lyrics.
Yeah. Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Ready to rock you. Ready to rock you.
But yeah, thank you for the drooly faces. Makes us feel good. There's a few that are gonna make us feel good in here. I should just because I took screenshots of all of them because I thought they were gonna delete from the app, so I'll just open the app. All right, this one. You have good style.
Ooh. You do have good style.
I do have good style.
You got the hat, the glasses, Carhartt hoodies for days.
That's why this guy's always trying to copy me.
Come on.
What I think it's like 17. 19 is when you put on my hat and you have your glasses on. You look just like me.
Yeah. You know what's messing me up right now is I look at the monitor instead of the camera, so I can't do my gym impression. I gotta start looking at the camera.
All right. Next one is I have a crush on you.
Ooh, a crush on the podcast. That's cool.
I think somebody has a crush on O'Brien.
I mean, collectively. No, never mind. You're married. I was gonna say collectively the podcast makes a pretty eligible bachelor, but it doesn't.
I'm married. I'm happily married.
The podcast is half married. But thank you for having a crush on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna probably run through these pretty quickly.
I make half decent money. Collectively, we make pretty good money.
Yeah, all mine goes to kids and podcast stuff. All right. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. This one, dude. This one got me. In a good way. In a good way. It was definitely a good way. I have a lot of friends that have pods, but this is the only one I believe in.
Nice. It's kind of nice. That's it's kind of bittersweet. You know, it's kind of an indictment on on the other podcasts, but appreciate it. Somebody believes in us. somebody believes in the podcast, somebody likes the style of the podcast, and somebody has a crush on the podcast.
I jumped the trigger on that one. I didn't know if you're done talking or not.
Oh yeah, I'm done. Yeah, just every time I'll reach for the coffee.
All right, that works. Yeah. No, but this one, like, super nice. Thank you, whoever said that. It's funny though, because before we started this podcast, we were talking about like who do you know has a podcast, and we couldn't think of anybody. Well, besides Walking Blind, but like personal friends that we actually talk to daily. Now I talk to Mike sends me memes all the time. What's up,
Cool guy. He's got friends.
But I don't know anybody else that has a podcast, to be honest.
Yeah, same. It's you hear that all the time about everybody has a podcast. Like bros getting together and they're like crushing a couple brewskis, and then they're like, "Oh, we're pretty funny. We should start a podcast." And then those are probably the ones that don't make it over that hump. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's kind of drunk talk.
Yeah.
But also,
let's open a bar, dude.
yeah, a couple boys from Boston. How do we not have a bar? But I think it's that whole meme is kind of directed toward anybody that's been in anything, any TV show, any, I guess for actors or anybody with any kind of fame. You could just like ask them, so, what's your podcast name? And everybody has one. But as far as civvies go, civilians like you and I, yeah, not a lot. I don't know anybody aside from, I mean, I didn't know them personally. I just knew them as a podcast that you showed me as Walking Blind. And so it'd be cool to meet more people that have podcasts, because it's been a lot of fun interacting with them and stuff. And then you were on an episode, and we're going to have them on and stuff. So if you guys have a podcast, let us know, and we'll fucking attack you, and
we'll beef with you.
Yeah, exactly. We'll attack you on things that you cherish. We'll counter it.
Yeah. So this one, speaking of our beef with Walking Blind and Del Taco and Taco Bell, love the pod. You both are really funny. My only gripe, using gripe, I love it,
Nice,
is that both of you think Del Taco is good when it's not.
what an attack. It is good, first of all, but thank you at the same time. Another bittersweet message.
Yeah. using lingo from the pod, I really do appreciate that. That means somebody's actually listening.
You listen to the intro. You listen to at least the first 3 seconds.
But dude, I mean, I posted a video on the Share the Backline page a couple days ago too, about like Taco Bell using expired meat allegedly, and like they have to use that expired meat, and that kind of explains why everybody gets Taco Bell shits. I mean, eating expired meat. Del Taco wouldn't dare to do that.
I don't want to jinx it, but I have not seen any Del Taco expired meat scandals.
That's true. Or foot lettuce scandals.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Stupid. Burger King foot number 15. Dude, I miss those YouTube videos. Anyways, next one.
Thank you for that message.
Have you ever cried during a movie?
All right, let's get into it.
I laugh because O'Brien told me a funny story. Well, it's not funny. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's pretty funny.
Well, we both had a collectively sad night, I guess. So, okay. First of all, yes, absolutely. First movie I ever cried at. Not at. Was I there? I can't remember if I saw it in the theaters or not, because it was a long time ago. It was The Nutty Professor. I was, shut the fuck up. I grew up a chubby kid, and when he's getting ripped on by it's Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah, it's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, when he's getting ripped on by the comedian or whatever, and everyone's laughing at him and stuff, I cried. So I was like, fuck, that shit cut deep. And then The next one I remember the movies I cried in. So usually I'm like, it's a movie, whatever, it's not real. Polly. So if you guys want a really good cry and you weren't a fat kid growing up, so then your professor doesn't cut as deep as it does to me, watch Polly. That shit got me.
I know I've seen Polly. I just do not remember anything about the movie except for the bird. Like, I think I watched it in school. It was like one of those things where it's a movie day in class, and I think that was one of them. But I don't remember the movie at all.
Go watch it. You'll cry. But then the other one was Big Fish. I think I know I have it. It might be up here somewhere. But that movie, the end credits, it reminds me of my dad. And then this fucking guy in the movie, he's like, Dad, stop telling those stories. And it's like really serious about how he hates that he tells these stories and stuff. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. He's a good man. Appreciate your dad. Because it reminds me a lot of my dad. Because he's like, he always tells. This is one of my favorite parts about like going over and stuff. Like if we have breakfast and stuff, we'll eat and then clear the table, and then he just starts telling all these like funny stories from when he was a kid and stuff. And they're not as outlandish as they are in Big Fish, but it does tug on that string where like it reminds me of it. He's still here, but even then, the first time I watched it, I was at home and I was going through a breakup. It was a rainy day, and then the end credits come on, and it's "Man of the Hour" by Pearl Jam, and it's like, if you guys know the song, but I was just like, and I just like started crying. I was like, flying. Like, thankfully I was home alone. I just like, I had a blanket on. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? But more recently, let's get into it. I was watching Shazam.
Shazam 2.
Yeah. I was in the theater with my movie club.
So
and they don't know this. So, yeah. So a song comes on, and it took me, it like brought back this memory, and I started like welling up. Like I felt like I was gonna cry. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what's going on? And then it happened like 3 or 4 other times. So I was like, something's wrong. Like something's wrong with me right now. Like there's so let's take a page out of fucking Walking Blind podcast. Let's do a mental health check. So what it was, and I ratted myself out too weirdly. I hadn't had my meds, my antidepressants, in like 2 weeks. It just had the pharmacy closes at 5, and we're always at work, and they're closed on the weekend. So I hadn't had a chance to go get my refill. So when I was watching Shazam 2, and I was feeling those feelings, and they weren't warranted at all. Like I knew that in my head. I was like, I can recognize it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm getting pretty sick. So I ratted myself out to Beardley, and he made me go. We went after work. We left a little early because it was raining, thankfully, and picked him up, and I feel much better now. But that day, you also sent me a message.
Yeah.
Let's check in on the homies.
I don't know what it was. I think I'm pretty bad about taking my meds. Yeah, O'Brien's always sending me messages about just take your meds. My wife's like, did you take your meds today? Just because I get into like a really bad funk. I mean, yeah, that if you've taken antidepressants, you don't take them for a couple days. You know, it's like going through from what I hear, a withdrawal.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got there, but like I wasn't watching a movie, but I was fucking bawling my eyes out, and I was watching America's Got Talent on YouTube, and I was just watching like all the Golden Buzzer videos, like just fucking crying, and it's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm in my sweater, my sweats, I'm just balling up, and of course I play the next one, play the next one, and just fucking. Yeah, but I've taken my meds, and probably still cry if I watch it again.
Yeah, so that night after the movie, after my fucking near cry experience. I, I get a message from him and it says that. I was like, dude, I'm in bad shape. And he's like, I'm just curled up on the couch bawling to America's Got Talent. I was like, oh shit, dude. It's like we had like our depression cycles are synced. We both had a fucking night, and it's like, oh shit. It's like, all right, we gotta fucking nip this in the bud and fucking get back on our meds or whatever.
Sorry. I cut it off and I went to the big camera.
No, that's all right.
But
checking in.
Yeah. I've definitely cried to movies. Apparently, America's Got Talent too. But the first one I remember crying, probably like Lion King. And then more recently is Clerks 3.
Oh yeah.
I cried on that one. We both cried. We had to pull over. You had to cry. You
What? So anybody who has, because we talked about that on,
Yeah.
on the podcast. So anybody could have been like, I'm going to get them to talk about Clerks 3 again. Have you ever cried at a movie? Like, yes, we talked about it on the podcast. Clerks 3 made me fucking cry.
But the last movie I remember like bawling my eyes out to was Fast and the Furious. The one after Paul Walker had, the one right after Paul Walker had passed away. I think it's like 7. I was in the movie theater and just fucking trying to hold it back, dude, and like I couldn't. And my wife's like, "It's okay," and I'm like sitting back there, and then I just see all these guys like wiping their face and stuff. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I wonder how many wives were in the movie theater in full console mode. Like they're all just looking around at each other, holding their husbands.
Look at these fucking babies.
I don't know the song.
It's been a long time without you, my friend. All right. But yeah, we definitely have cried. We're emotionally unstable sometimes. Next one is
asking two openly depressed individuals if they cried anyway. Yes, many times.
Next one, introvert or extrovert?
Introvert. Oh, I should have let you go first.
Introvert with extrovert tendencies.
Is that it? Is your final answer?
I think so. Like I much rather be home, but when I'm home, I'm like, fuck, I wanna go do something, but then I don't want to do anything. So the idea is there, but yeah, I'd rather much stay home.
Yeah, the canceled plan is my favorite plan. Definitely introvert. I have been working on it, but I've always been kind of an introvert, and also they were talking about being openly depressed individuals. I'm also an alcoholic, and one thing that helped with being an extrovert was drinking. But I am an alcoholic, so I haven't drank in a little over 10 years now. But that was kind of a remedy for it, and then I had to find more or less destructive forms of being comfortable with myself, like therapy and having a sponsor that I talk to, medications. I think I've told you about this. I used to have a recurring nightmare, and the nightmare was just being at Disneyland. That's it. That was my nightmare. People pay good money for my worst nightmare, and it's just me walking, and then everybody's walking in the opposite direction. And it's just like nonstop people. There isn't a single break in people. It's just nonstop. And then I fucking wake up and I'm like, I have that tightness in my chest, and the anxiety fucking is what wakes me up. So since being on medication and talking to a doctor and all that stuff, I have since gone to Disneyland and had a great time. I still get pretty anxious I've noticed one thing that I do like that I told you was because I have season tickets to the Ontario Reign, the AHL affiliate for the LA Kings.
Not a hockey podcast.
But that is like one of the only crowded places that I feel comfortable at. It's almost like going home. Like I feel like when I walk in, I feel that cold air. I'm just like, take a deep breath and smell the popcorn and shit, and hear the skates and the pucks and stuff, and it's just so calming.
I ain't no therapist or anything, and I've said this plenty of times. I'm pretty dumb, but like for me, I think for you going to a rain game, is different because like at Disneyland, when you go to Disneyland, people you do pay good money, and a lot of people have their own agenda. Um, by going to Disneyland. They want to pack it. Some families might be on vacation, get one day. So they want to pack in as much as they can, get on most rides, get on, eat all the food, see all the shows that they have, get all the merchandise. Even Disney adults, dude, like they do the same thing. They're there for one thing, and that's to make everybody else pissed off.
To make you wait longer.
Yeah. Fuck. But, at the rain games, everybody's there for one reason. There might be people like going on a first date or something or, showing up, but they're all there to watch a hockey game. And, whether they're rooting for the rain or the away team, like it's all one common agenda is to watch a hockey game.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why you feel a lot more comfortable there. It could just be that it's hockey and not Disneyland with 100,000 people screaming and kids yelling and stuff. Well, I mean, they scream at the rain game, but it's for a different reason.
Yeah. It's also like you bring up a good point. There's so many fandoms at Disney. Everybody's there to see their, if they were into Marvel or into Star Wars or into Disney. No.
Uh-oh.
We had a little spill. It's all right.
It didn't get on any of the gear. We're good.
Sweet. Yeah, just let that soak in. The fucking poker table needed a couple stains anyway. And then at the rain game, it's like a common fandom and a common thing. The other thing is like I was always terrified of public speaking, and then you asked me to be on a podcast. But the other place that I found kind of the same solace is like at AA meetings, but because everybody's there with the common problem, the common solution, and that's kind of where I outgrew my whole fear of public speaking. I've been able to, and then this has helped a lot because when we first started, we talked about this, maybe like hating my own voice and not wanting to see myself talking and all that stuff. So
now you're on a monitor and you can see yourself in real time.
I know I'm trying to look at it, but it's. So introvert, to answer your question, I'm like Kevin Smith answers over here, dude. Again, I was born in the woods. We'll start there. Raised by wolves. But yeah, it was, so introvert for sure. Whenever I'm out, I'm just thinking about getting back home and playing GTA in my underwear. And, but I can be extroverted with plenty of coffee and a good reason to be out, and I can turn it on, like the whole charm or whatever you want to call it, being extroverted. I can turn it on, but it's fucking exhausting. As soon as I get home, I'm like, oh my God, why am I so tired? It's because I was socializing. So yeah, there you go. 2 introverts, 2 depressed introverts with just tons of baggage. We're working on it. Don't kink shame us.
Yeah, kind of working on it. Next question. What's your favorite TV show?
All right, so are we going to do a list, like a top 5 or just one?
I'll do just one.
All right, go first.
Me? Shit.
I'll go first. Since you need time to think about it. The Simpsons. Seasons 1 through 7. 8 and 9 are hit or miss, but 1 through 7, that's my shit.
Damn it, dude. Like I could go with my favorite TV show right now, or like as a kid, or just overall favorite TV show would probably be like something I can watch all the time and watch all the way through is and this is a recent one, The Office, I guess.
Solid.
I'm not gonna say like I'm a diehard Office fan, but you know, it grew on me. Like at first, I didn't like it. I think because it was like I was doing the hipster thing, like oh, everybody likes it, you know, like I'm not gonna like it. But my wife started watching it, and then I kind of got hooked. And now I've seen the entire series like at least 15 times.
Yeah.
When it was on Netflix, and I got Peacock now because The Office is on there. So
yeah. I'm sure that's how they got most of their subscribers. They had like seasons 1 through 5 or 6 for free on there for the longest time. And then they took those off. So I'm like, they're trying to get me, fucking dickheads. So if any of you have a Peacock login, shoot it my way. But
yeah, I mean I do enjoy The Simpsons. I think growing up too, like you know, The Simpsons were a huge part. The Power Rangers, but Married with Children, like I remember waiting for that one to come out, like you know, whatever day it was as a kid. But the one I can definitely like put my finger on is The Office, I guess.
so we are doing a list.
No, we're not. We're not. I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to answer this question, it's The Office.
Okay. So for me, it's a special. What is
We're
it?
not doing a list, dude.
You got like 4 or 5 of them in there.
I said The Office. The Office was my answer.
Fine. Seinfeld, the Andy Griffith Show.
All right. This
And
one.
The Office.
This one, I'm not 100% sure how to answer. You probably have a better answer than me. But what non-SGV but LA-based hardcore band would you have in a show if you had a chance?
Running Out. Probably, well, obviously, Wally Edge. To have him on. He's had a life, so it'd be cool to hear stories from prison, the scene, shows, the band, powerlifting. He's a fucking huge powerlifter. Yeah, have Wally Edge from Running Out.
There you go. I mean that was a good question, but I'm not sure. Like I'm so not into
Geography.
yeah. Dickhead. This one just says I love you with a bunch of U's.
Love you too.
Let's see. Next one is more Death Claws.
Ooh, a fan of Death Claws. Love it. Yeah, we have we have been talking since that first one. We had a lot of fun doing it and a lot of fun doing the research and stuff. So we have been coming up with different things to not only topics but different things to do to make it more fun and interesting and stuff for you guys.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do a lot more of that. It's gonna be like a series. You know, Share the Backline presents Death Claws. You know, fuck you know, god damn. But yeah, like O'Brien said, we're working on some stuff to make it a lot better, and then we're gonna do a lot more research and try to find stuff that's not like super like the Death Clause episode we did of Death Clause, the Death Clause in contracts. Like there's videos out on it, but it's not like a Joe Rogan experience conspiracy theory. You know, we're not gonna dive into like flat Earths or QAnon or something. You know, not something that's like super popular. We want to find obscure kind of because Death Clause is obscure. It's an obscure episode of Death Clause, or Share the Backline. But as of right now, we are planning some stuff, but don't. It's like a treat, really. You know, it's like, you know, you wake up Friday morning at 5:55. You're like, I got 5 minutes to brush my teeth and use the restroom, and then Share the Backlines back on. for a new episode, and then bam, it hits you with a Clause episode.
Death Cop.
So yeah, there's definitely gonna be more. We're just not gonna tell you when.
Yeah, have a little Death Clause as a treat.
And a nice Friday treat. Another treat too. Now, well, we'll see this week. This week we got to put out 2 episodes. So you're gonna hear this one early, and then Friday will be the next episode, 21. But depending on how like this mix, how much help this is for editing, I might want to switch us putting out episodes on Thursday.
Tell us what you think about having episodes drop one day early. Leave your comments down below.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's, I guess I do have a reason. Like, one reason is, you know, our buddies in Walking Blind, even though they like Taco Bell over Del Taco, they put out episodes on Friday as well. And I'm not trying to get like a jump on them or, you know, but I want both of us to succeed. You know, that's why if you guys have a podcast or know somebody else that does, let me know, let O'Brien know. That way we can start growing everybody together, you know, because that's what I'm all about. So if we put it out on Thursday, you know, you can drive into work or do whatever you're doing on Thursday. And then Friday, you can listen to Walking Blind.
Yeah.
Instead of having to flop back and forth between them. But if you guys think that's a good idea, like O'Brien said, comment down below. We've been getting a lot more comments, which is cool. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It shows that people are actually watching.
Mm-hmm.
And
helps us know what you guys like, what you don't like, where we say something stupid.
I think that, well, that was the main thing for this episode, but it seems like we only got love, which is great. I mean, I was kind of waiting for a way out, so people like, oh, Burley's stupid. He has a stupid laugh and looks stupid, and then get him off the show. And I'm gonna be like, all right, I'll peace out.
I knew it. You were. I knew you were in a weird mood when you did this. I was like, oh, he's fucking looking for a bad comment. Good, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, definitely not. But yeah, let us know. Comment on the reel. Well, I promise I'll put out a reel. Comment on the YouTube video, and rate the pod on Spotify and Apple Music. I think you can do whatever. You guys know. You guys listen to more professional podcasts with better calls to action. So let's get to the next question. It's not even a question. It just says, I listen for the jokes, but I watch for the beautiful faces.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you.
What is it?
I can't because all my hands are full. But yeah, thank you for that. See what I mean? Good. All right. Next one. This one I sent to O'Brien, like a screenshot. I sent it to him, and he's like, "Fuck yeah!" The Wayne and Garth of today.
Yeah, that was fucking sweet.
I call Garth.
With him as always is Garth. Yeah, I love that. Love Wayne and fucking Garth. Love Wayne's World.
Yeah, growing up, that was like one of my favorite movies.
The second one got a lot of shit, but it's pretty good. It was a good watch. Watched it recently. I just don't want to say like, oh, it doesn't hold up, like even the first one. But yeah, they're still pretty fun to watch. But it might also be that whole nostalgia thing. You know, anything from that time, you're gonna be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
but it is. I think it's a pretty solid buddy flick.
So this one, again, we're not paying for who sees this or anything, but I have a good feeling I know who sent this. I don't want to say it was O'Brien because it says O'Brien is so hot.
You dickhead, you thought it was me. Dude, did you send in a message?
Yeah, I asked. There was a few, like, you know, I have a crush on you. Like, I think I sent you that one. Like, is this you? Or O'Brien is so hot. Like, I'm like, okay, that's definitely him.
Dickhead. You're like, I'm gonna give him a $7 so I can find out it was you.
No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, moving on. This one was pulled the heartstrings a little bit in a good way. Made me feel good about what we're doing. Is definitely my top 5 favorite pods.
Wow, that's fucking huge.
Yeah, I mean, just going over the podcasts that I listen to, already, and like that alone means so much because there is millions of podcasts out there. If you go on like YouTube and you look up like how to start a podcast, like the first thing they tell you is, oh, there's millions of podcasts, do something to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really doing, what we do is different. But there's so many like music podcasts and then so many like comedy podcasts where people are just sitting around shooting shit. So for somebody to say, definitely my top 5, like that means a lot, and that tells me we're doing something right.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played in a band that was somebody's top 5 favorite bands. So it's cool to be in something that's somebody's top 5, at least in there. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you're a fan of podcasts because talking about obscurity, we are 2 very obscure individuals doing an obscure podcast. So thank you so much for that. It's fucking awesome.
All right. The weirdest trend you've ever done.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I don't know if I guess this doing anonymous messages. I don't think I ever. I'm like racking my brain right now. I think I can say that you can go back and look at like old pictures, and I never really succumbed. I never really had like trendy hairstyle or anything like that. I guess the one thing I did was like the plugs in my ears, because now people say like, oh, you can tell somebody's like in their 30s at least because their ears are stretched. Because that was a huge thing for a while in the hardcore scene, or being a scenester in general. Scenester. I gotta talk about dating yourself. Jesus Christ, count the rings, bud. But yeah, having the what do you call them, gauged ears, having the plugs, the stretched earlobes was probably the most trendy thing that I did, and it was a very painful trend. But I never had like the hair over the eye or anything like that.
Well, I had plugs and I had snake bites.
And you were a man in your 30s.
I didn't have them in my 30s. Like,
no, but I mean, because you can date somebody like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Or age them.
Age them, not date. I'm married.
Not that kind of date.
Yeah, I mean, if you consider that a trend, yeah, I had plugs. I had big old plugs and snake bites. I've done a lot of stupid trends too. When planking was a trend, find random places to plank. One thing I remember doing, and a lot of people doing at the time, but I don't know if you consider it a trend, is when I was a kid, you would get really long socks and then pull them all the way down so they're ankle socks, and then just roll up the front of the sock so it like makes the tongue of your shoe stick out a lot. And
oh yeah, so you can have the fat skater shoes with the big old tongue. Yeah, I didn't even do that, but that's because ankle socks weren't that prevalent back then. You couldn't really. I mean, also your parents are buying your socks. They were just buying you the fucking pack of 50 from the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet or whatever, fucking sock guy. But yeah, now most socks anymore, like you see at the store, they're a lot of them are either the dress socks or the ankle socks.
yeah,
Sock check, fool.
yeah. I was just gonna say, if I get sock checked, I'd have to ask for a minute and just roll up my socks all the way. Dude, I could only imagine how uncomfortable that is now. Like for me to do that, if I were to do it today, like one, my socks aren't even long enough, so don't sock check me right now. But two, it's like all my feet are so fat because I'm fat, and it'll just be super uncomfortable. Like I don't know how I did it as a kid.
You'd have to go fucking to Payless, get some fucking Osiris or something. Those are the name of the shoe, right?
Dude, I want a pair of D3 Osiris's like now. I remember it was like Easter, and you know those shoes were selling like freaking hotcakes in the beginning. And my grandma bought me and my cousin a pair because me and my cousin are like a year and a day apart. So she bought us each a pair, but he got like the cool blue ones with the yellow accent, and they
Those
didn't,
yellow like loops or whatever.
yeah. And I couldn't find any in my size there, so, but I wanted white ones. I'm like, I want white ones. So they had a pair of white D3 Osiris's with the orange accent. I'm like, those are so cool. Didn't have my size. I think at the time I was wearing like a size 8, but they had like a 7.5, I want to say. So that entire Easter, I was so uncomfortable because I was wearing a shoe like one size too small. But I got them, and they were the coolest. But now they're making a comeback, and I want them.
Beauty is pain.
I think I'm gonna like hit up a Tilly's or something and be like, "Hey, you got it." No, I got to go to like a skate shop. Like,
Yeah.
see if they have any like back stock size 13s. Size 13, any color D3 Osiris. Send it to P.O. Box.
Yeah, put your Amazon wish list on your link in bio.
But yeah, as far as trends, I mean, that's pretty much it. Planking. All right, we got a couple more. We got 6, 9, 12 more.
Oh shit.
It's a couple, right? No, actually, I'm sorry. Less than that. We see. I wish I could like delete or I don't know. A comment for me, dude.
Nice.
That Beardly has some really cool pens and notebooks.
That Beardly sure is a swell fella.
I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm building up a small collection over here in the back.
It's got one on the table too.
Yeah. Got one of these. I'm rocking one of these right in the rain. All weather notepads right now. I was just tired of the big old notebook. But thank you. I mean, I take pride in my collection. My wife is like, another notebook. There's probably, I know for sure there's one in my truck right now, and there's probably 2 in our other car.
Yeah.
And like 30 at home or something.
What's the name of that store at the mall we went to?
Typo
Negative. Yeah, it was a cool store.
I love that store. That's probably one of my favorite stores. I can spend so much time and money there. Where's your cool pen and notebook collection?
Shut up. I just borrow yours and leave the caps off.
Yeah, it dries out on my markers. Let's see. Beardly has really cool pens and notebooks. Yep. I enjoy it with some hot chalky milk.
Thanks, Javi. That's got to be Javi.
We're not supposed to know.
I know that. It's because of a little. I guess the meme was like a Reddit thread about how spiders sleep, and then there's a little crude drawing of a spider with a little glass of a little mug. It says, "By drinking a glass of hot chalky milk." We'll post it when we drop this.
All right. Next one. I guess we're going into Death Claws now because is the Earth flat?
Ooh, welcome to this week's edition of Death Claws.
Black and red lights everywhere. Oh,
Yeah, tinfoil headphones, tinfoil cans.
we're not doing any of that.
Yes, the Earth is flat. Obviously, because if not, then the bottom would be full of water.
And then everybody below us would be falling off the earth because of gravity. I mean,
Yeah, we hear people talking about the glass ceiling all the time, whatever that means.
and they say the ice caps are melting, but we're still here, not drowning in water because the earth is flat.
Yeah, and then also, how come I can see to the horizon? How come when I drop a ball, it doesn't roll down?
God damn it. The earth's not flat, people. Oh, no, wait. Check that. All the pictures from NASA are fake. They're all CGI. Look it up.
Have you seen the Earth from space? No, we're just trusting these NASA people, whoever they are.
Have you ever looked at a map? Why is it flat and not round all the time?
Fuck. I got nothing.
Yeah, that was my last one. That was the last one in the chamber. I was
Bastard. Got the final word.
But yeah, I mean, believe what you want. I know there's flat Earth conventions. We talked about going to one of these conventions and just being like pro flat Earth and not making fun of people because I'm not into making fun of people, but just to see a different side of how people think, I guess.
Yeah, same. I've grown to, and I mean, being like while I was in recovery helped me a lot to kind of just keep an open mind about everything. Like how people make fun of astrology. It's like, I mean, it's funny. It's funny to make fun of astrology, but we really don't know. Like that's the thing about science is like it's kind of a badge of honor to be able to change your opinion and stuff when there's new science that comes out or whatever. Or like fucking, like I know you have a huge crystal and stone collection. So, I mean, if it helps you, it helps you. No, and I also like the placebo effect. I know is very effective. What am I trying to say? The placebo effect is real, and so if somebody truly believes something like that, then it's, I mean, good on them. I'm not going to judge or talk shit on anything that I know nothing about.
And now I know what my horoscope meant when they said I would hate somebody today. But no, I mean I'm not into astrology or anything like that. But what I do like, I'll fall down these rabbit holes, and what I kind of want to see for myself, just because I see it on like so many people talk shit, but at the same time, so many people are posting like on TikTok and Instagram. It's like you just were talking crap about it, kind of like the stones and everything, like the healing powers that they have. And
I wasn't talking crap about it. I was commending you for your
he definitely was talking shit in person.
for your impressive collection. You have one in your pocket right now.
No, I don't. I don't have one in my pocket. But no, I like I've been looking into it and just kind of seeing what people are saying about it, and like I want to look into it more. I don't know if I want to spend money on it, but like I'll read my horoscope when I come across it on Instagram or something. Like I'm not actively going out to see like what are they saying about Scorpios today. It's just they're mean and they hate people. It's like okay, yeah, I guess
Scorpio season.
But what I have been doing is like I'm pretty sure you've seen them, is like on Instagram or TikTok. It's like this reel has the sound on this reel has special powers, and you'll find good luck in the next 72 hours if you use this sound or something, or like this video. So if there was a way for you to see my like TikToks or my like Instagram reels, I mean,
your fucking algo is bonkers, dude. Because I know, like, I'll hear you. I'm driving at work while we're working. I hear you're like fucking scrolling through TikToks and all the videos and stuff. And then I started thinking about this when we were talking about watching the America's Got Talent golden buzzer vids. you have, I'm like, oh, you watching cry vids again? Because you have some that I was like, I can tell it's like this person had cancer and all this stuff, and like, oh my god, dude, you're fucking trying to force a cry right now, and they just pop up from your algorithm, just all these fucking cry vids.
You want to talk shit about my algorithm, dude?
All right, all right, veto.
I'm gonna pack that one in the chamber for later.
My algo is fucked up. Whatever,
Let's just say,
it's
like,
fun.
so my wife and I, we pay for YouTube Premium, and I was tired of hearing O'Brien's ads, so I gave him my login. What's to share the Backline login?
I veto.
I'm not gonna say what's on there, but you've messed with my algorithm a little bit.
It helps me sleep, okay? This fucking guy, he's always telling me, I'm like, nah, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, come on, dude, come on. And I'm like, he gets shit out of me. So he wants me to be more open with him. And then he judges me.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying if you're gonna talk shit about my algorithm, I'm just gonna talk shit about yours. Well, now it's my algorithm because you turned it into that.
Yeah, that's true. Like I turned yours into a hot old lady.
No, mine hasn't gotten there yet.
I still haven't figured out. Well, now it's me doing it to myself. And like I send it to you or try to fuck yours up. But yeah, I still haven't figured out who's putting those in my algo.
All right. Next one is just spill some tea.
That's all we do. I told somebody was like, hey, how did the podcast recording go? I was like, oh, it got pretty candid. They're like, you mean just a regular episode? We're pretty open about stuff here.
I'm going to spill my tea on what my algorithm is right now.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, they want tea, go for it.
No, because we have rules.
This isn't numb. There are rules, man.
So we've talked about it before. Well, where we randomly I don't know how it started, but we just flip each other off and we try to find like creative ways to do it. But there's a rule, like anything work related, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So this is actually helping you, and it doesn't count, dude. So I'm not gonna spill some tea on why my algorithm is full of ASMR videos now.
You fucking dickhead. Dude. Okay. I'm sensitive to it. To
It's all right, dude.
so
I
fucking,
get
it
it.
knocks me out, dude. Like right away. If I'm like, okay, I need to fucking go to sleep, I'll just pop on a random fucking ASMR vid, and then it'll knock me out.
I get it, dude. No,
There's your fucking tea, goddamn it.
I'm sorry. You want me to bleep that out?
Back me up on this, guys. Come on.
Yeah, comment down below that saying ASMR videos help you fall asleep.
I think that's why I started watching Bob Ross as a kid. It would help me like fall asleep. So
That's probably what it is, because that's pretty ASMR. It's super quiet. There's not music in the beginning, maybe, and that's about it. But just him talking and like really, really soft tone, But
yeah, the brush strokes or whatever. Dude, I was watching that doc on Netflix about Bob Ross, and it was talking about how his whole method was like almost like filming them like he's gonna like seduce a woman, like the way you would talk like on a first date or something. And I started feeling fucking weird. I was like, is that what was happening? Is that why I liked Bob Ross so much? But it was like super soothing as a kid. And I even because I used to get migraine. Well, I was born with spina bifida, and sometimes we get like a fluid, like spinal fluid buildup in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to get migraines, and I was an insomniac. And they were like doing a bunch of tests, and I didn't have any fluid in my brain, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. But they gave me these fucking tapes, and now I know they were ASMR tapes. So it was like I would have to like listen to them like and try to sleep. And it was like this woman talking in a really soft voice and stuff, and then. The tapes were kind of annoying, but one thing that worked when I was a kid was Bob Ross. So I grew up and then my uncle would paint that way anytime in Mexico, and he taught me how to paint like that. And so yeah, it's just something that's always worked. And then also because he's like, I guess he's like one of the godfathers of ASMR now. But when those, I'll put on Bob Ross on YouTube, and then after that, like it'll just play random ASMR videos, and then I'll wake up and it's like, what the fuck? Who's this person? What happened to Bob?
So what he's trying to say is share the Backline ASMR episode coming soon.
Yeah, just join us for the coffee hour ASMR.
No, not really.
Join us for throat clearing.
Yeah, I mean, there's some tea. It's not really tea, but I just wanted to make that joke. Next one is not enough Simpsons references. Give us what we want. We can't. We don't want to get sued.
Do you want to get sued? There you go. There's your Simpsons reference. You can name the episode. I'll send you a drumstick. Who got the drumsticks? Did your wife get them?
Yeah, she got. Well, yeah.
She
Somebody
gets the
answered the Dumb and Dumber question, and then my wife answered another question.
Yeah, we got to send that soap out.
Oh, yeah. I don't, we got to go back and see.
You're good at mailing stuff.
I am
good at mailing stuff. That's such a fucking millennial thing to say.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to be mailing out some shirts. We got shirts coming soon, guys. I promise. I know I said I wanted to get it done by the end of this month, but...
Or the beginning of next month, so...
I did say that. I did say the beginning of next month. We are working on it. We have like 8 or 12 designs.
8 or 12. We got 11 designs.
I was going to use like an obscure number. Like we got like 8 or 64 different designs, but we're trying to pick two that we think you guys will like, that are part of the pod, and maybe like throwbacks to some other stuff, stuff from when we were growing up, because we're adults doing a podcast. But yeah, so I keep like pulling my head down because of the freaking headphone cable. Yeah, be on the lookout for that pretty soon. We don't want to get sued, so nothing too crazy. All right.
Wait, we had there was a Simpsons reference on the last episode where I kept talking about the devil for some reason. All good bands are associated with the devil.
Oh, there you go.
Bart Simpson line. Come on.
There you go. I'd answer this, but I don't remember their name, and so we're gonna skip it because I don't want to put you on the spot either.
Oh, another. Just can I park here for a minute? Another thing about.
I'm just gonna let you read the question, and I'm not gonna ask it.
So
I don't want to get sued.
So that threw me off. Now I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
but
fuck that question. Let me just say that was from the app. That wasn't a user. I guess there's like 2 questions. One of them is like that one that I just showed you. The introvert extrovert was from NGL, the app itself.
So was it AI generated question or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Lame. But what was I going to say? Oh, the quoting. I have a friend who was dating another friend, and it gave me a fucking complex because she's like, did you know everything that he says that's funny was like a quote, like a movie quote or a Simpsons quote or something like that? And I was like, yeah, because I understood the references. Like, I thought he made all that stuff up. Like, I thought he was just funny. He's just been quoting shit this whole time. And then she said that, like, I think it was like after they broke up. Or she might have figured it out when she's like, man, this guy's not so cool anymore. But yeah, they gave me a complex. Like, oh, I can't fucking overquote or anything. So then I won't have an original thought. But then I started saying, we're all just a fucking mixture of Well, just fucking raisin chocolate chip walnut cookies. Everybody we've dated, all of our friends, everything we've been influenced by. That's all it is. But also, fucking chill on the quote sometimes.
That's all this guy does. Well, no, we both
You fucking asshole.
we both do it now. It's like I'll say something. I'm like, oh no, you're not movie.
But then sometimes you're like, oh, what's that from? I'm like, I don't know. It's just something I said to you.
Yeah.
It's like the be down you're not. What's that from? I don't know. Just trying to figure out ways to tell you you're not down.
Be down, you're not. All right. Next question. Well, this is not a question. This is more of a demand. It says the show needs more cowbell.
Oh shit. I used to have a cowbell on my drum set.
Of course you did.
We used to cover live wire, so I put a cowbell on my drum set, and I thought it was pretty fun to be like a metal band with a cowbell. But then every fucking more cowbell, because I actually had a cowbell. I was like, shut the fuck. Every show.
Play Freebird.
I'll bring a cowbell in here. I think it might be on my cymbal bag. Then I can use the drumstick. It will be like a morning zoo show.
Oh fuck no, please.
We already have the fucking. Oh. We'll just put a cowbell button on there.
Yeah, okay, cowbell.
Or I can do it live. I'll get a bell too. Bing. And then a penny whistle. Just a fucking train horn. We'll just have a bunch of analog fucking sound effect devices here. A whoopee cushion.
No.
A chattering teeth.
You done?
Yes.
So now that we got a computer,
A trumpet.
Jesus Christ, we were talking about like getting us each like our own soundboard that we can run from the computer and just have in front of us. But after all that, dude, I think we're not going to do that anymore. I can see him like the hamster wheels turning.
You see, these headphones are airtight seal because the smoke is staying. They're getting warm, but you can't see the smoke.
All right, dude. Last one. We only skipped one.
Last one, hurt yourself.
I hate that I love this podcast so much. You guys are the best. Heart.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That means the world. I mean, like I said, the other two questions or comments, like it's I guess a validation that we're doing something right. I enjoyed doing this for multiple reasons. Just hanging out with you outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
Devoting my precious time that I have little of to something creative. Because I'm not playing music anymore. I'm not streaming anymore. Like, just looking into stuff like this, or podcast stuff, looking into different gears. How can we get better? Just getting those creative juices flowing again. Like it does a lot for me mentally. So I enjoy it, and I think we talked about like just doing a podcast that we'd listen to, and it feels good to know that other people like it as well.
Yeah, for sure. Just, you fucking hit the nail right on the head. Just being able to do something creative after, we say it right at the top of the show, 2 washed up local musicians. I got that from Martin. No, not Martin. What am I thinking? Andrew Martin Del Campo. Is that his name?
Del Campo.
Yeah. And me and my friend Corey Suyuki, shout out to Corey. We took randomly, we had the same political science class at ELAC, and I walked in And then we saw each other like, oh shit! And he's like, another drummer, you know. And he told me that he told Martin that it's or Andrew, sorry, I keep calling him Martin Prince. There you go. That we were in this class together, and then Andrew goes, what's the name of the class? Political Science for Washed Up Drummers. And I fucking lost it, dude. I was laughing so hard. 'Cause neither of us were playing in bands at the time.
You missed
know,
it,
and
dude.
then cracking a coffin. So yeah, that's where I got that for the intro from Andrew. So it is really cool to have some kind of outlet like that music provided for me. I mean, yeah, I'll still play if Wolves decides to get off their ass. Joe, I'm looking at you. But having this thing and having people like it, it's a lot easier for you guys to come to this show. So all you have to do is I can click a link while you're driving, or while you're fucking just sitting around, just have it playing in the background, and just really want to thank you for giving us some of your time and joining us on this new adventure, on this ride, and saying a lot of nice things. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we can't thank you enough. Even those Taco Bell supporters, we still love you. But no, on a serious note, again, thank you guys. Episode 20, we made it. It's
Cowbell sounds. That's where I would put them, right there. It's cowbell sounds. Episode 20. Oh, a snare. I'll get my snare and the cymbal. I could grab them right now. You guys just give me a minute.
No.
I could do rim shots.
No. Do you have anything else for us, dude? Episode 20?
No. Let's get on to the next one.
All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Whenever you're listening or watching, have a great morning, great evening, great afternoon. See, I messed it up again, but
yeah, have one of those.
all right, we'll see you guys. Peace.